Hey guys, Loot Wizard here with another video of Gems of War, and this is day 2 of Guild Wars. It is going to be Green Day, so we're going to be trying to win with a green team, and once again I will be showing you my team first, and then we'll be going into the battles. Also, I will be covering some green weapons that are pretty good for Green Day. So let's get right into it. Now, I do realize that a lot of my teams are like mostly mythics and legendaries, and so for new players it's going to be very difficult to replicate the teams that I use, but I have to use powerful teams because I am pretty high up in my guild, and that's just, you know, something that I need to do to try to win. But anyway, here, let's go over my team. Basically, I'm using one of the new weapons that was released like a month or two ago. And it's a really good green weapon called the Essence of Evil, and what it does is it inflicts all negative status effects on an enemy, and then it explodes gems of their mana color. So it's a mana generator, and this is really powerful because it inflicts all negative status effects. So we're talking about it applies Hunter's Mark, Entangled, Silence, Death Mark, Curse, and like just all of the negative status effects. So you're going to do extra skull damage to it and extra spell damage because there'll be Fairy Fire on it as well, which does the extra spell damage, and then you'll have Hunter's Mark, which does the extra skull damage. So this is a really powerful weapon here, and before this weapon was released, we didn't really have a whole lot of powerful weapons for Green Day. So I'm glad that they did release this for green. Now let's go in and take a quick look at the green weapons that I think are pretty good for Green Day for Guild Wars before I go into the other troops on my team. Now, I would say that the two most powerful weapons for Green Day probably are the Essence of Evil, which I'm using today, and then also the Doomed Glaive, which we got in the last Doom event. It is a green weapon. So this is also a really powerful weapon for Green Day. Those are probably the two most powerful. After that, you're probably looking at something like Fire Ruby Staff, which does scatter damage and boosted by my attack. That's an okay weapon. I wouldn't say it's really fantastic, but it's an okay weapon for Green Day. Another one that I've had success in the earlier days of my Gems of War playing is Spider Totem, which deals damage to an enemy. It drains their mana, and then it webs them. Now, web it reduces their magic to 0, so they won't do any spell damage as long as they are webbed. Plus, you're getting mana drain on that weapon as well, so that is also a really good weapon there. Another good weapon for Green Day is Garland Staff, which this weapon does scatter damage to all enemies, and it grants 1 or 2 status effects to all allies. So that could be Enchant, it could be Barrier, it could be Enrage, different things like that. And it is a green weapon. Now, this Garland Staff weapon, you can acquire this in one of the faction events that happen. Every Tuesday, another faction event will happen, and just look at the shop, and eventually this weapon will be available there. Another great weapon for Green Day is Jar of Eyes. This is another faction event weapon. So what it does is explode brown gems, and then it summons an all-seeing eye troop. So not only is it a mana generator, but it also spawns more troops. So that is a really good weapon for Green Day. And I would say those are probably the best. You got War of Peace down here, which is another decent weapon. I wouldn't say it's great, but it's decent. Titania's Fan, I've seen some people use this weapon here because it gives life to your allies, which is good for surviving. And that's about it for green weapons that I would recommend. Now, as far as the Ruby Staff here and the Spider Totem, those are class weapons. So I forget which classes. I think the Ruby Staff is for the Shaman class, and the Spider Totem, I believe, is for the Orb Weaver class. So all you need to do is get 250 wins with those classes, and then you will get those weapons. Alright, so that's basically my recommended weapons for Green Day. Now I will quickly go over the troops that I'm using here, and then we'll get right into the battles. So first of all, here underneath my weapon, I have the Wild Queen Mythic Troop, which it has this trait here at the bottom. All wild folk allies gain 2 attack at the start of every turn. Now, this is the only wild folk that I have in this team, so that really won't be a major boost to anything but itself. But what it does is it steals up to 33 attack from an enemy, and then it gives it to my first ally. Then it creates a mix of 22 skulls and green gems. So that's going to be really good for damage as far as the skulls go. And the green gems will be really good for filling up my Essence of Evil weapon. Underneath that, I have the Queen of Sin, which does true damage to the first 2 enemies. And then it can summon Wrath or Lust. And then it says enemies lose 4 from a random skill point when an ally casts a spell. So that's good as well. Plus it's spawning troops, and both of those troops, Wrath and Lust, are legendary troops. So if my weapon gets killed, I can spawn in a troop to replace it. Now at the very bottom, I have, as my ultimate last resort defense down there, I have the mythic troop Tina 9000. Now what this does is true damage to 3 random enemies, and then it gains a lot of armor. It also has a spell reduction, and then it adds 50% of the armor that it has to skull damage. So that's the team I'm going with here this month. I used a different team last month, but you know, I figured I'd try something a little different this month around for green team. So well, let's get right into it. And also for class, I'm using the Titan class simply because I like Titan. It's got the Lightning Strike. It's got barrier on brown matches. Now, as you notice here, the first enemy we're going up against is Mang. Mang and Shegra could be pretty devastating, but I think with Essence of Evil, we're gonna win with this one. Pretty confident in that. So right away, we're gonna want to look for these 4 or 5 matches, and I have some brown right away. We do have a skull here, and let's go ahead and take that. Now let's match some green. And I wish I had more green here, but I don't. I really want to get the Essence of Evil up, and I need 1 green match, but there's a green. Alright, so now let's make sure we don't have any 4 or 5 matches, and we do have a 4 match here. Oh yeah, we also have some skulls here at the top, so let's go ahead and use that first. Now, Mang could be a problem, and it's about ready to get cast, so I'm going to go ahead and use Essence of Evil on it. All those negative status effects. Let's get rid of that right away, and let's remove the attack on the first troop. And no 4 or 5 matches left, so yeah, let's actually I could cast this here, 42 true damage. But let's take a green first. I want to get Essence of Evil back up. Take some 4 or 5 matches. I don't know, am I missing something? No. Okay. Alright, well, we're pretty much gonna annihilate them this turn because we have true damage with Tina. And let's see. Ah, yeah, we always got, and the Infernal King guy here has this trait where he has 25% chance to resurrect after death, and that's exactly what he did. But now he's stunned, so that is not going to apply to him, so shouldn't be too hard to kill this guy now. Let's see, we just need to get our, one of our troops up, or a skull. There we go. So that was the first win. Oh no. We got rope dart, guys. I lost 2 battles yesterday against a team with Rope Dart, and it was almost identical to this, except the last troop was Moon Rabbit. So they got something different in there, but man, I do not like that Rope Dart weapon. I mean, I like it when I'm using it, but not when I'm fighting against it, if that makes sense. But we do have Essence of Evil, so my objective here, if I can get Essence of Evil up before his Rope Dart gets fully charged, then I will be able to cast that on him. So let's go in and see how it goes. Alright, first of all, look for 4 or 5 matches. I don't see any. We do have a skull, but I really need to get I really want to get my Essence of Evil up, but I don't want to take unnecessary damage either. Green. Why? Why is there so little green on the board? I don't like that. This is not good. He's going to get his Rope Dart up before I can get mine up because there's no green on the board. Oh, man, that's horrible. Yeah, and he brings Tina right up to the top. Great. Great. Well, I got lucky about that, but the problem is that I'm entangled, so I'm not doing any skull damage to this enemy. Let's see what we can take here. No 4 or 5 matches. I'm going to use Tina. And that took care of those 2. Now we got to take care of this Rope Dart guy. Finally, we have a green, but he brought my Tina to the top, so now I can't even fill up my Essence of Evil. And I'm entangled. That's frustrating. Alright, time to use Tina. Yes! Tina is a really great mythic, by the way. It's really great against enemies that have, like, barrier, because it hits 3 times. So if there's an enemy left, like a lot of these enemy setups have like a Mountain Crusher at the top and it's Titan so that it gets brown every single time it explodes and it just has barrier every turn. And Tina will just kill that thing because 1 hit will get rid of the barrier and then the next 2 hits will just be true damage. Alright, so we won the last one. This one, I think we have a pretty good chance, but we do have the Kraken here and Queen Mab, which will be annoying. Forest Troll is and Nyx are going to produce mana for the other 2. So, yeah, I mean, if Kraken devours, it's going to devour Tina because it devours the last enemy. 35% chance. So, which one do I want it to devour more if I had a choice? Probably Queen of Sin, so we're just going to switch those around. Alright, let's see how this works. And there's like no green on the board. Wonderful. It's not wonderful, but yeah. We do have 4 matches there. Got one here. Another one here. Well, I'm getting a little lucky with that. That's good. We have a skull here. Let's go ahead and use that. And now that we have the Wild Queen up, we can reduce the first enemy's attack and then create some green gems on the board. Should probably take this skull match first, though. Get rid of Nyx. There we go. And, yeah. This is going a little better than I thought. And that's match. Nice. Alright, so these last two battles are probably going to be the hardest. We have Champion and Paragon to fight. And it's virtually the same team as the last one I just fought, except this time we have Dawnbringer to contend with, which is not going to be fun. Well, I mean, at least this time we have more green on the board. That's something at least. But, yeah, I should probably take that skull first. I don't see any 4 and 5 matches. We do have green. Ah, wonderful. It's just gonna duplicate the number of, or double the number of green on the board. And Nyx drained my mana. That's just not cool, man. Come on, Nyx keeps draining my mana. And then you got Queen Mab that's freezing me on every 4 or 5 match that he does. Yeah, that's a brutal setup. He's just controlling the board. Just controlling it with his ability to, see here with the Forest Troll, he's doubling green. And then with Nyx, he's draining mana and creating blue gems. And the blue gems feeds his Dawnbringer. And all of the different 4 and 5 matches is freezing me, which doesn't allow me to get extra turns. So, you know, I keep trying to get Essence of Evil up, and then he drains the mana out of that. So, I'm probably going to lose this match. Because I don't have a good way in my team to really control the gems on the board. And he just... Look at that. Look at that. Yeah, I'm going to lose this one. Because he's got Dawnbringers giving barrier everything. And he just gets so many extra turns. Yeah. No. Yep, I'm gonna lose. I lose. So, yeah, if you guys want a really powerful defense team, you could probably go with whatever that guy just used. Forest Troll, Nyx, and see, we gotta fight him again, so... This, yeah, this ain't gonna be fun here. Let's see if I have a different green team I can try. Yeah, I tried this team last time around. Let's give it a go. Because I really don't want to use the same exact team that I used to lose. So, we'll give this a shot. It'd be great if I could get Kraken to actually devour Queen Mab. Aha! There we go. And now we have Jar of Eyes up, so we can explode the board, get some mana, and... There we go. Now I got Tina up. So, yeah, there goes Dawnbringer. Haha! We did it, guys, with my second team. See, Jar of Eyes is a pretty good team for Green Day. So I didn't even get up high enough to fight the Paragon today, simply because I had to refight the champion. But yeah, so that's it, guys, for day 2, Green Day. Hope you guys enjoyed watching that, and I will see you guys in the next video. Later.